The clowning really enabled me to look for truth and play. And even when I write now, like when I write, I believe in slapstick next to heartbreak. So like when my dad was in prison, it wasn't all tears. Like we had a really joyful, fun, playful, insane childhood. And I think I was probably one of the most cheerful kids around. And I think I'm probably one of the most cheerful adults around. People tell me that all the time, that I have a light. And I think it's true, and it's not false. I'm not faking it. It's like you've seen a lot in your life and you tend to be like, okay, well, if I've lived through that, like what's next? Like what else can I do? And I also think when we talk about tragedy, we usually want to take care of the person across from us. So if you really think about it, we usually throw in a joke or a riff or a care. So to me, clowning is all of that. And then when I write, I'm also clowning, kind of. I'm also looking for what it was really like when my mom walked in with the TV and the VCR again. And I was like, what? You know, on top of the fact that it broke my heart that my dad did that, on top of the fact that it broke my heart that the world treated my father in a way that he became that, on top of the fact that I'm grateful that he came back. So I've written that story and lots of other ones. And then I started helping other people write their stories. And then I started to feel like, well, this is a screenplay and this is a book and this is a solo show. So I started training in all those mediums. So now I'm mostly a screenwriter. I also write video games, but I write solo shows. I write creative nonfiction still, and I have a memoir that's called Stay, Run, Stay. It's a memoir of why we run. And it's all about me learning to stay after having such an insane childhood of my dad literally being on the run. My dad used to kidnap us as well when I was young. So it's about those moments when we'd be kidnapped and him bringing us back, and what it is to try to stay when you are in that circular thing. The beauty of writing is like I tell my story, you tell yours, as we say, second story. I tell my story, and then you go, like either you come boldly or you come quietly, and you say like, me too. And then that me too leads other people to know that they don't have to hold shame, because for me, art is about alleviating shame. Like if you go see a play, if you read a book, and you've been holding this little secret your whole life, and then all of a sudden you realize somebody took the time to write it down, to publish it, to have a book cover, to sell it, to direct it, to bring an audience in, to perform it, and all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, I don't have to hold that shame anymore. And when I'm on stage performing my writing, I can see people's shoulders drop. I can see them like their lungs expand. I can see them look to the person to the left and right of them and go like, does this person know that that's my story too? And that's why I tell stories, because like we deserve to know that we're not alone in the world.